Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Fred Macedo and I'm so excited to have you here. Today we're going to discuss a random theme of Spiritism in Gospel at Home. But before we get started, I want to ask you a question. Do you know Allan Kardec's doctrine, also known as Spirit's doctrine? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, let's get into it. We start with the Our Father prayer. Please, Emerson.
Good evening, everybody. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed by the name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Thank you, Emerson. Now we're gonna pick a random theme of Gospel according to Spiritism. All right. Gospel according to Spiritism, corporeal kinship and spirit kinship. Blood ties do not necessarily establish ties among spirits. The body proceeds from the body, but the spirit does not proceed from the spirit, because the spirit already existed before the formation of the body. Parents do not create the spirit of their children. They do nothing except furnish them with their corporeal envelope. But it is their duty to aid in their intellectual and moral development, to help them progress. Spirits who incarnate in the same family, especially among close relatives, are most often sympathetic spirits, connected by previous relationships that are expressed by their mutual affection during earthly life. Nevertheless, it may also happen that such spirits are complete strangers to one another, divided by previous and antipathies. They are now expressed as animosity to serve as a trial. Therefore, real family ties are not blood ties, but ties of sympathy and similarity of ideas that connect spirits before, during, and after their incarnations. It thus follows that two individuals born from different parents may be more like brothers, though their spirits than if they were brothers through blood. They may attract each other, search for each other, and feel happy together, whereas two brothers related by blood may repel each other, a fact attested to every day. This moral problem is one that only Spiritism can resolve by means of the plurality of existences. Consequently, there are two types of families: families through spirit ties and families through corporeal ties. The former are permanent and strengthened through purification and are perpetuated in the spirit world through the many migrations of the soul. The latter are fragile, like matter itself, are extinguished over time and often dissolve morally, even in the current lifetime. This is what Jesus wants to make understood by saying to his disciples, "Here are my mother and my brothers. That is my family through the ties of the Spirit, because all who do the will of my Father who is in heaven are my brother, my sister, and my mother." His brother's hostility is clearly expressing Mark's narrative, which states that their purpose was to take charge of him under the pretext that he had lost his mind. Upon being informed of the arrival and knowing their sentiments toward him, it was natural that Jesus, speaking from a spiritual standpoint, would refer to his disciples as "these are my true brothers." His mother was with his brothers, and thus Jesus generalized his lesson, which in no way implies that he meant that his mother, according to the body, was nothing to him according to the spirit, and that he felt nothing but indifference towards her. His behavior on many other occasions proved quite the contrary. Okay, what we can conclude about everything we have read. When we incarnate in earth, we choose our father, our mother, and our siblings, our brothers and sisters. But as a result of our necessities of evolution, we may be among um, people that we are not very fond of, people that we are like strangers. So this will mean that we'll have trouble in our relationship throughout our lives, our existence in earth. Uh, have you heard someone saying, "I feel like a black sheep in my family. I feel that I don't belong there. My father, my mother, and my other brothers, they seem like they are connected, but I feel disconnected." Imagine if uh, in this incarnation, instead of uh, being born in Brazil, we were born in Japan with a lot of cultural differences, and we were born with a father and a mother that we don't know. We will have a lot of trouble fitting in because we don't have affinity with our parents, and all the culture and the country would be strange to us. So when we have a family member that is difficult, we must think that maybe this family member, it's an outcast, it's a stranger to us, but was put in our in between us to make him or her progress, because maybe we are a little bit more uh, we are not better, but we are making more efforts to be good. This makes sense, Emerson?
Yes, certainly.
Okay. Uh, let's think about other thing that came to my mind. We see in the news that fathers, mothers, uh, kill their sons that kill their parents. Why is that? That's because the spirits that are reunited in the reincarnation, they have broken relationships prior to this existence. So they are put they are they are being brought together to make amends, to make the things right. But often they they can they can't overcome um, their animosity. So this tend to end in a catastrophe, in a very bad thing. So we must thank God for our parents and for our family. It could be better, yes, but if we look down, can always be worse. uh. So I think that's what I have for us tonight. That our true family is the spiritual one. Have you thought that uh, one in one of my letters that I wrote a psychography from a spirit, I sensed that the spirit that was communicating was a lot higher than myself. And I sensed also that these spirits have ties with me from very back, very, in a like 2, 3, 4 lives before. And the message was more or less like this: I'm I have an affection with you, but we were um, apart because you were on a path that you were not struggling, you were not making an effort to be better. But now I receive an authorization to be with you more often, to 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 give you strength to overcome all your difficulties. So we have affections, we have spirits that we love very much, that can be apart, can be separated from us because we are not worthy. We didn't make an effort to be better. That's what I realize, that we may have other spirits that care for us, that are temporarily separated from us, just waiting us to go a little higher, to make to to ride the extra mile. So this very life, this very existence we are in now is the most important of all. We have a golden opportunity, a gold opportunity indeed, because we can make efforts to really be better, and we have to make it with everything that is in our way, with the difficulties that we have in our family, that we have in our work, and so on. So now I'm gonna make our vibrations, our prayers to those that are so miserable in their lives, starting with the spirits that are in suffering, that are suffering because they suicide, because they ditch this opportunity of being in earth. Let's ask Jesus to embrace them and help them to have another opportunity in the flesh. Let's make a prayer to the ones like us who are incarnated in earth, that are suffering from obsessions, that are thinking about suicide. Let's ask Christ, the real power in earth, to help them overcome these insidious, these bad thoughts. And let's hope they encounter, they find a new beginning from them, because life is is a is a golden opportunity that we are all having. Thank you, everybody, and I'll ask Rosangela to make our final prayer.
Omar. We thank the good spirits who have come to communicate with us and ask them to help us put into practice the instruction they have given us. We also hope they will ensure that each one of us at the end of the session is fortified in the practice of good and love for our neighbor. We also wish these lessons may be useful for the suffering, ignorance, or vicious spirits who were able to attend this meeting and for whom we implore the mercy of God.
Thank you all. Have a good night. Until next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you.
Night.